Yo, your sound again. Why does it always do that, man? Every single time. Nope. No love.
There I go.
There you go. What happened? Every time, man.
It automatic. I figured it out. Whenever it automatically mutes, man. It does its own thing. So I need to call the company, tell them if they don't get it fixed, I'm gonna sue them. That's what I'm gonna do.
You will sue
now. I'm gonna sue. I'm gonna sue them. You know, they messing up. They messing up how I get down, so I'm gonna sue them. That's what I'm gonna do.
Hey, Chief Weeder, man. Good to have you on the show. Good to have everybody on the show. Unpopular Celebrities back again. Afternoon time here, early in the morning there. I got to do something I've been neglecting to do. First of all, big shout out to Chief Swanson, Chief Cox for sending the gifts, the cookies and everything. I received them. The whole chaos got fed. We can't bring phones in there, so I didn't get a picture or anything of them because they demolished them before I could even really get them out the box. Yeah. But really appreciate that. Go ahead.
Wait, I need to ask you a question. Did your box have chocolate chip cookies at the bottom of them too?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that. And then my troops ate them all. And then they told me after they ate the chocolate chip cookies. So I was pretty upset. And I had a PT test I needed to do, so I couldn't eat my cookies. Yeah, I'm hot about that. Yeah. Chief Cox, I need some more cookies, please.
No, don't say it. But they were really good. Everybody enjoyed them. Really enjoyed the artwork on them as well. Chief Dana Council, happy anniversary again to you and your family. Jeff, Tim, Lopez, Sanchez, Mike, another Mike, Chris, and Lou, man. What's up to y'all? Appreciate the shout out while I was in the gym and walking around the compound area. The free peak is alive and well. Everybody hitting the free peak, so I appreciate that. Last thing for order of business, if you want to donate to the show, you are seeing it on the bottom. You can go ahead and go to that website, donate to the show. We would greatly appreciate it. But we have a special guest. Mike, you got anything before we go? I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Chief Woods. dope show. Hey, we got 100. We got 1,000 views in less than what, like 8 hours,
24
12
hours.
hours, something like that, 24
Yeah.
hours, 1,000 views on our show. It's still going up. So shout out to Chief Woods. Shout out to every guest that we had on here, man, that's been supporting us up until this point. Shout out to all the viewers. Uh, shout out to everybody. If you're up and you watching, shout out to you too. That's
Yeah.
all I gotta let you know.
Early in the morning for y'all in the States, but we have a special guest, another special guest. I keep saying that, but they all special guests.
Everybody's
Yeah.
special. Hey, if they're unpopular celebrity, they're special.
All right, 100. But we have a special guest that we're going to introduce. We do not really know her at all. So as we learn from her, y'all are going to learn from her too. But we'll bring her right on the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Miss Drea. That was a pretty good introduction. How are you
It
doing
really
today?
was.
Yeah, I'm good. Hey, just call me Drea. The ma'am dropped that. You know, we
We,
we we keep we keep it a buck here, right?
all right,
Oh,
100.
always understand that.
Okay,
That's for sure.
okay,
But we also try to
okay.
be respectful too. We once we
No,
get the permission, we good. We gotta
no, okay.
start giving
That's
a baseline, and then we be good
okay,
after that.
okay.
So just Drea,
Understood.
just Drea.
Yep, that's me.
Got you. We
All
Thank
right.
you
got
for
you.
having
We
me
got you.
on.
Hey, Pete, before we go any further, you need to do your disclaimer. You forgot that.
Oh, appreciate it, man. So yeah, any views we have, or any views, any conversation we have, or any views we have, or our opinion only, has nothing to do with the United States Air Force or the Department of Defense as a whole. I heard from my
Yeah.
PA person we need to put it on the screen, so I will do that next show. I promise you that, and we'll be out there. But yeah, there you go. Jay, what's up, man? Hey, we're sending you a message after the show. 100%, we will. Sorry, we
Yep,
definitely will.
You're right, man.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
yep. That's my brother Jay Will. Shout out to him.
Yeah, hopefully we can collab with him pretty soon. But yeah, good dude right there. Good dude. Enjoyed his interview as well. So Drea, let's start off. Mike, go ahead. Actually, you go ahead because you like to start off the questions first.
Of course, man. First and foremost, we appreciate you being on here with us, reaching out and trying and becoming a part of the unpopular celebrity family, right? So I'm always going to start off with my number one question: what's your beginning? Who are you? Where you from? What got you here today?
Appreciate that, Big Mike. My story. So I am currently 37. Been born and raised pretty much a few places in Ohio. Went to North Carolina for a little bit, and then I pretty much enlisted in the military from there. When I was a kid, I pretty much had, been bounced around a few foster homes, that sort of thing. Parents broke up, all that kind of stuff. And then I decided to join the military. And then I joined the military in 2003 and been in the Air Force for about 19 years now in June. And I do financial management. So, shout out to finance because everybody hates I get, but we still got some hardworking people in the joint.
Drea,
but
first of all, I love finance. Okay, y'all my number one best friend,
listen,
number one, two, and three
listen,
best friends when
hey,
y'all get it right.
listen, more money, more problems. Hey, you said, Mike, like the lies,
I love
it's,
finance.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
right.
yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I've been doing. Had great assignments in my Air Force career, probably about 10 or 11 assignments, few
Ooh,
overseas, few CONUS. Been in for a hot minute. So, but aside from that, I pretty much asked to be on the show because I recently started doing some poetry. About 2 or 3 years ago, experienced a lot of life situations that I hadn't written down. I just experienced in my life, and poetry was the way of me to express myself. I went to Afghanistan in 2018, got some PTSD coming back from that. My health was pretty bad. It got to the point where I was having seizures and all that stuff. So
jeez,
it was
Wow.
really bad. So once I went to mental health and I got some help, and then got some medication, all that stuff. Then, going to therapy, which, most people are like, hey, I don't need therapy. No, therapy is the best thing ever. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? So that's what got me there. And then I had pretty much recovered from that. And then my expressive way was through poetry. And then I'd been writing, I've done spoken words, been around in a few states to do open mics. And then end up going on a trip to the sandbox. And then, from there, people kept asking, you should write a book, you should write a book. I'm like, well, I got nothing but time. So I literally
mm,
wrote and self published the book out here. I'm working on my second book. But
Okay.
primarily it's just it's like my it's like the identity, my human identity is the what this book is. And
Wow.
so
Okay.
yeah, so I mean, so yeah, it all boils down to I could say that my story is wrapped up in that book and my words of expression.
That's
And so here
That's
awesome.
we
what's
are.
up. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
what's up.
want to get to the book, but one factor I think we kind of missed that I don't want to go remiss is what made you join the military?
Just I think at that point, no other really no option. Financial, just one of those want to get the hell out of where I was at, and you just your options ain't there. Your
Yeah.
options ain't
Hmm.
there, and so I literally just was like, I don't even remember. I'm trying to sit here and remember this is long ago, like how even me and my recruiter even encountered each other. I think it was just a school thing. Cat came in and all clean in the blues, all crispy. And I was just like, okay, let me check this cat out. And next thing you know, he buying me a Frosty from Wendy's where I used to work in high school. And like, I'm like, yo, I hate it here. I don't even want to eat here, but you buy me food from my job. So, so we was just chopping it up, and man, that thing happened so fast that I was just like, all right, we on
Yeah.
the way. And I
Yeah.
think I had just turned 18, and let's see, this was late May. I graduated high school, and then like June 16th, I was in basic training.
Damn.
So I
Yeah.
was fresh 18. I was fresh 18 from there.
Yeah. Dang. That's
Okay.
crazy. Right to it, huh? And then seeing the
Yeah.
world from there. Where's your first duty station at?
First duty station, Pope Air Force Base, North Carolina.
Oh, so
North
you went right
That
back
Carolina.
was
home.
not that was not seeing the world, no. But because I thought I
Was
would have,
was that by
and
choice? Was that by choice?
it was. I did it. They did swaps back then. I don't know if they
Oh,
still
so you
do it
swap with
now, but I.
somebody.
Yep. So I had Buckley Air Force Base, Colorado, and I would slap the hell out of
And you
myself
went
right
back
now.
and you went back
And
home.
I decided, and I said, yep. I said, you know what? I want to go to Fayetteville. That's why I want to go. Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Oh,
I want to go there. and, and
man.
I was like, yeah. And I was like, no, yeah. So that's I ended up doing 2 years out there, and then I got on the first day smoking
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Korea, and then I did overseas for 10 years almost.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Like I said, when I said I was going, I was not coming back. I told them cats that. I
I
said, I'm
know that
leaving.
Yeah.
feeling.
I'm not coming back
Yeah, I
until
can
I'm
dig it.
ready.
I
I
can
know
dig
that
it. That's
So
feeling.
awesome. Oh, we
yeah,
got Osan or Kunsan?
I've done both. Two remotes.
Oh, really? Where's the first one
Oh
at?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
So let's
son.
see. Oh 06. Oh, Osam. No. Kunsan was my first one.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
And then you
Yep.
went to the
Kunsan was my
51st.
first one.
Yeah.
Yep. And
And
then
you get
Okay.
about let's see, it was about a 2010, 2009 that I
uh,
ended up going right back to Korea again.
Yeah.
is it better the first time or the second time?
If I remember the first time, I would say
I remember the first time.
it
Respect.
was
Wait. Let's just leave that piece right there. Yeah. Just that's good enough.
Yeah,
The fact that you said
yeah.
that is good enough.
Yes. Yes.
No,
all
but
about that.
But
shout out to you though. I kind of move on a semi serious note. I'm
yeah,
gonna kick back just a little bit.
sure.
You talked about therapy, right? You recognize you said your mental health piece and you got therapy.
Oh,
Was it a
absolutely.
hard thing? Was it an easy decision to seek help? Or
Oh
did you
no.
have people in your corner, or
Oh yeah.
how did
Oh
you
yeah.
what? Go ahead,
I
talk
had
about that.
people. I had people. I had people in my ear. You know, like it was definitely something that I was fighting the whole way. Like,
Yeah,
and it was just like it took long conversations. It took a lot of just pushing because the whole stigma about this thing, and
yeah,
I didn't want to be that person, and to be of that rank like a master sergeant. I was just like, man, I'm gonna be right out there up front. They gonna know me. They gonna see me. I'm gonna go to work, and then they gonna be like, man, we just saw her at the med group. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, perception was what I was worried about, and then my career and all that stuff, and all that, and I had to push that aside because I was really just not. I was not right. I was
yeah.
not right at all.
Well,
So,
That's what's up.
hats
you
off
know,
to you. Yeah, hats
Yeah,
off
I was
to
just
you for
about to
that,
say
man.
that. Yeah.
Because
yeah,
like you said, that big thing is that stigma. my people feel like, if I make this move, I'm not going to be able to make this move, and it's effective to um, how they progress. So, you sitting here telling us, being a prime example, and now 19 years later, here you are. You know what I mean? So it's possible. So I appreciate you sharing that. I appreciate the
Oh yeah.
vulnerability on that. P, what you got,
Oh
P?
definitely.
Yeah. So let's go right into this book. So the book is titled Seeds of a Sunflower. So first question, is sunflower your favorite flower?
1,000%.
1,000%.
A
Okay.
thousand.
So
Yep. Yep.
let's go
So
right
so
to the
that was
right
no
to
secret.
yeah. So right to the title. Where did that come from? I mean, obviously
Man.
sunflower is your favorite flower.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It is, but I don't know. I think when I was going through my my, I don't know, I'll say my journey. I'll call it that.
Hmm.
When I was going through my journey, I found myself being very very receptive to trying to be in touch with things around me. And so, I don't know, sunflowers just made me think of something strong, tall, and that I don't know. People. It's not something that people talk about often. It's a seasonal thing, and I
Hmm.
felt like that was what my journey was. Like from the time I, got back from my first deployment ever to Afghanistan, and coming back from there to really feeling like I was having like the scariest moments of my life, to eventually, seeking therapy, all that other stuff, and then to where I am now, where I'm a big advocate for mental health. I do a lot of work with Air Force Women Outreach Page, different things like that, I'm really just, um, I feel like that I've really stood tall, despite the amount of time that it takes. So that's where I got that from. I felt like that, um, just like a plant, you got to bloom where you plant it. So Seeds of a Sunflower to me was different pieces of my growth that are put
Yeah,
into words.
yeah. I like that. That's dope. That's dope. I like that. And
Yeah,
especially
thank
the
you.
fact that you, like you just said, you giving back. Not only did you recognize where you need to go to move yourself forward, you reaching back and bringing people and showing other people the avenue.
Oh
That's
yeah,
dope. That's
Yeah.
yeah,
dope.
thank you. I mean, that was the intent.
Yeah.
Yeah, the attempt was
What up, P?
met. But this book, so going into a little bit, and we'll kind of talk about how it all started, because I think that's the biggest thing is, I mean, with any journey, is the start is the hardest part. So I'm sure with this
Right.
one,
Hmm.
the start is definitely the hardest. So we kind of talked about what made you start, but when did you kind of get going? Because it's a pretty lengthy. Well, it's not lengthy, 60 something pages of good poetry,
Oh
about
yeah,
one or two per page. So what
yeah.
made you get started? Like, where did it all just start from? Besides just a pen and piece of paper and putting stuff
I
down, when did
mean,
it start? Like, I could
yeah.
do this.
Did you
I mean,
always know you was a
journaling.
poet?
That's a good
No,
question.
never, never, not at all. I mean, I feel like, I don't know. I mean, it's not like one of them talent things, like like playing basketball or whatever. Like you just hit the ball, shoot the hoop. Like it's not no, it's not no like Dr. Seuss type of thing where you just saying, okay, let me rhyme two words and get it going. It was
Yeah.
more of
Right.
like that it was just a matter of expression, and journaling was what I started with, and
You the
then the
second person
journaling
to say
became.
that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Go ahead.
To look, journaling is something I never knew would be as relieving as it has been. But then next thing you know, I just found myself like I'll be sitting somewhere, I'll get inspired, I write something, and I have like a million notes in my phone from I don't know how
Mhm.
many different places where I've just been like, hey, this is what I'm thinking, and I would
Mhm.
definitely put it out there. And so, did I know I was good at it? Not, I mean, honestly, I don't even know. I just know I did like the scariest thing by putting myself on the stage in front of random people and just
Yeah.
saying these words, and and then people are responding, and then they just kept encouraging me. I kept going back, and then next thing you know, I got people in my ear like, man, a book would be great. Where your book at? Where your book at? I'm like, I don't got no book. And I got no book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But but I was just like, maybe it's just the universe trying to tell me something. And then got to the sandbox, and just one of my friends had self-published a book, and I reached out to him, and then it was like, okay, we went from a Microsoft Word document that looked like a damn 11-page college paper to
Yeah.
basically what you see right here.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. That's all right.
so
That's all right.
yeah,
Progress.
Yeah.
yeah,
Progress.
and now I feel more like I'm working on my second book now. Like now I know I could do it. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I'm moving it forward, and I'm just hoping it does, everything that I want it to do.
Yeah,
Yeah. Jay
that's
Jay
what's
had
up.
a good question. Mike, you want to get into this?
Yeah. He said, "How do you find time to write, and how did you start and stay motivated?"
How did I find time to write? I think I just Jay was funny because I know where he's going with this.
No.
Because my brother, he's like, you make time for what you want to. So
Facts.
I think
Absolutely.
yep. So what I did was, I started putting myself first. I started to, I think I was just I think for the longest I was just working so hard and compartmentalizing for so many years that
Mm-hmm.
therapy had helped me just learn to release all the shit that was there. And then I just started writing it down, and it would be just no kidding. We have time to do anything we want to do if we keep it in a
Right.
book. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, and for me, it was
Absolutely.
like, what's 5 minutes? It's just like when we used to study for WAPs. I mean, I'd be in the car on the app, getting it in,
Mm-hmm.
5 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
10 minutes there, and so writing. My phone. I got a laptop in my hand with my phone. You know, and that's what I would
Right.
pretty much do. Anytime I felt like I wanted to do something or like something would upset me, I take the walk. I'd write down, and then next thing you know, it would be something. It would be something creative.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm.
and next thing you know, I'm at the open mic like the next weekend. Like, hey, my name's Drea. That. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's a whole bar. You know what
Yeah.
I
Hey, you
mean?
Hey,
got to
So it
start
was,
somewhere.
yeah.
I'll
I mean,
say
it's
Oh, sorry.
crazy.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, yeah. Chief Woods, thanks for being on here. Tell your story, fam. Will inspire many. 100% true. Chief Counsel, I see you on here. I'll get your question in a minute, but that's kind of down the road. But happy anniversary to you. Real quick, I think you said it best. Like, you make time for what you want to make time for. And, big shout out to Big Mike on here. I think it's like 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning, his time. And, you make time for what you want to make time for. And he's
Yeah,
up here
most
doing this.
definitely.
And yeah, some
Most
people
definitely.
rather be at the club right now on a
Yep.
Saturday night, and he
Or
makes
sleep.
Yep.
time to
Or
do this
sleep.
or sleep,
Yep.
or
Yep.
sleep,
Or
Yep.
sleep.
or sleep. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yep.
So you're 100
So, so,
percent right.
so.
When people say they don't have time, I think it's all a big excuse because people will make time for what they want to make time for.
Oh yeah.
Going,
Yeah.
yeah. Keeping on the rhythm of the book. So you had, I think it's kind of broken up in cycles.
That's
So
right.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
So it looked like it looked like the cycles of growing a
Yeah.
plant or
A
grow.
growth.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Going
So
to
is that
sunflower.
you
That's
kind
exactly what happened.
Okay, so is that you portraying that you're growing in the book as
Yep.
as far as like you moving forward?
1,000%. A thousand
Yeah.
percent. We start down, and then we all start somewhere small, and so and then it got to the point where like, okay, like it's all this sad shit that happened, but you learned from it, and then you grew and you got better, and that's basically what this is. Like, it's the elevation, right?
Sir.
So, so that's basically what it is. Because I didn't want to be like a whole bunch of sad things. It was like I did get better. I am better. I'm healing in some ways, but I'm very much better than what I was. And so that's where the vulnerability comes in. Like, you're reading all this shit and you're just saying like, damn, that's bad. Like, I feel bad for Drea. But then you get to the sunflower aspect, and you're like, damn, like she's shining. Like, that's basically what I'm trying to get to. Like,
Yeah.
man,
Right.
it's not forever. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Right.
Mike.
So is this one of your hey, shout out
Oh, sorry.
Chief Woods. Chief Woods, yeah, I represent always, that Crenshaw. Um but is this one of do you feel like this is one of your biggest outlets? Like how personally, let's talk about personally, how does it help you? Just the whole writing process in general.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that's the biggest outlet. I think that it's literally a product that you can control, and just like when you're writing a Facebook post or whatever, like it's a reflection of you. Like,
Right.
like for real, like this is something that's gonna be for like until I die type thing. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, I think more about legacy. I think about more legacy and about what I'm gonna do on this earth and how I want
Right.
to lead this earth. And so for me, like that's what I want to leave behind. Like, I ain't go through
Right.
all this shit just to go through it and keep it to myself. Like, I felt like I needed to shout it to the world and say, hey, like this is not anything that is abnormal. This is very real, very
Right.
real.
Man, this is getting
Right.
inspirational and good. And I'll say the same thing about this podcast. Is the same thing while we started. We want to leave something behind. We have a lot of
Yep.
good messages that we selfishly share within ourselves that maybe the world wants to hear as well. You never know unless you put it out there. And a lot of people are
No
scared
doubt.
to put it out there. And as soon as you do,
Oh,
it's amazing how many people feel the same way or think the
oh
same
yeah.
way, or you just touch them in a different way. It's crazy. And a lot of people are
Oh
very
yeah.
selfish or just don't know how to do it, which is respectful as well.
Right.
Uh
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
Outlets are
I,
different. People's outlets are different.
yeah, I want to get to this question. It's actually a phenomenal
Who that?
question.
She
Go
said,
ahead.
how,
Yeah.
how do you choose what to be transparent about and what to save for yourself when writing?
Shout out to Key. She has been one of the biggest supporters for me. Amazing over at UMU. Shout out to UMU. Yeah,
Yeah, big shout out, big shout out.
what I choose to be transparent about. Um, how do I? Sorry, I'm trying to think of the question. Can you put the question back
Oh,
on the
I'm
screen
Put
sorry.
the
Yeah,
again?
yeah,
question
yeah,
back.
yeah.
I get
She
it. I'm
said,
sorry. It
Boom.
went
There
too
you
fast.
go.
Okay,
she
so
said,
how
how do
do
you choose what to be transparent about? Yeah.
man? I just think I think it's the level of healing that I feel about the situation. That's
Hmm.
where I'm at. Like I don't I think there's a difference between the level of vulnerability. Like to me, expressing it and being transparent means that the healing process is a lot further along than what it is. Like there's some
Right.
shit that I still keep to myself. But a lot of that stuff was years in the making. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm bringing it out now, but I put in the
Right.
work, as my therapist would say. I did the work. So now
Yeah.
I'm ready to just say, okay, this is what happened and I'm good with it. So there'll be more books about there may be more books about shit down the road that I'm like, okay, I'm ready to say something about. But in the
Yeah.
meantime, I think for me, the things I'm transparent about are the things that I feel like I've gained the most healing and growth from.
Yeah. I think I'm glad this show is this episode in general is just well needed, right? Because you got so many
Mm,
people who need to get to the point to where you are, right? Because so many people
mm,
bottle up things and they feel like, if I keep this bottled up on the external, I'm keeping peace, right? But you
yep.
keeping peace on the external, but you at war with yourself. You know what I
Oh
mean? And
yeah.
that's where people
Yeah.
don't they need to understand that you rather have a war with yourself and have the external peace or vice versa, right? Um,
Oh yeah.
so it's
I
huge
mean,
because
what
that message is it needs to be a lot louder. But go ahead, I hear you. What you got?
No, no. I mean, I'm 1,000% with you. Like, and the thing is, like, you know, not to just to be a buck. I mean, that's where suicide comes into play. That's where
Absolutely,
dark
absolutely.
situations come in. Like, and look, you may be surrounded by a circle of people, but still feel like the loneliest person on the planet. So you know
Man,
what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
amen. Shit.
Because the thing
So
is,
to
it's a
me,
difference between a circle and a cage.
yep.
It's a difference between a circle and a cage. That's what people got to understand. Is it a circle or is that your cage? Which one is it?
Right, exactly. And then you got to look at this thing right here. And I learned that from my, from PTSD, is that it's such a powerful thing that it literally had me to where I was having epileptic type symptoms
Wow.
because of the PTSD. Because my brain was not getting enough oxygen, I could not move, I could not walk, like my body was shut down completely.
Mm,
Oh
So
shit.
if you think that not taking care of your mental health is not like your brain does a lot of shit already, but for me it was like I just couldn't function at all,
right.
and so that's where I woke up, where I was like,
Yeah.
okay, no kidding, like they start talking med board, they start talking a whole bunch
Mm,
of stuff, and I was
yeah.
just like, yo, that's not what I'm trying to. That's not how I want my story to end in the
Right.
Air Force.
I'm still
Mhm.
capable of doing
So
my job, but I still need to
I
take
thought
care of myself.
Yep, 1,000%. And it shouldn't, sadly, it takes life or death experiences for people to be like, oh, yo, for real, this is for real.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what
So
I
let me
mean?
ask you
So
this: to,
go
to
ahead.
cross the line a little bit, how have you or do you um does this help both sides? When I say both sides, I'm saying personal and professional. Have you crossed into that? Because there's a lot of people up under you. You talking 19 years. There's a lot of people up under you that need that same courage that you possess, that you're
Oh, yeah.
displaying at this moment. So, what kind of things have you initiated in that aspect?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I definitely, I aspired to be a first sergeant at one point, and that didn't come into play. But I definitely, airmen under me, any type of the private organizations, and then I even, aspire to do community service and things like that in my community. And conversation all the time about this kind of stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, is there anything official that I have? It's more of just like just in my action, just
Right.
what I say and who I'm around, and even in the sandbox, it's like, let's have these real conversations. Let's be
Right.
vulnerable real quick, you know. And I'm a wide open book, and it tends to people tend to gravitate to me for that,
Yeah.
Right.
you know.
So
Shout out to the people.
go
Go
ahead,
ahead,
Pete.
Mike. Okay. Shout out to the
You got it.
people in here right now. We're talking to Drea, author of Seeds of a Sunflower, and dropping some real knowledge right now. We kind of started on the book, and now we dropping real shit right now. So
But that's
shout out
what
to
it's got to
everybody
be.
tuning in, listening in. Yeah, Mike, go ahead. I want to get
Um,
more into the book, but go ahead, Mike.
for sure. So my question is how easy is it for it to be visible for you when other people are going through things? Like, do you feel like it's easier for you to recognize when people having some issues that's related to what you may have went through because
Oh
you
yeah,
you experienced it?
1,000%, a thousand
Yeah.
percent. It definitely gives me that 6 or 7 cents. I mean, I don't know. I didn't even realize that I was just so oblivious to what was going on around me that I'm just
Hmm.
kind of like I told y'all, I was compartmentalizing. Like there was Drea, there was Master Khan, the airman, and then that was all there was. And then Drea was underneath, just kind of fighting and just kind of being like, okay, we not gonna, we just gonna fake it. You know what I'm saying? We
Hmm.
just gonna fake it, and we just gonna do this job, and don't shit hurt me, blah blah blah, and then weeks later I'd be a fucking mess. Versus
Right.
now it's like you gonna get Drea all the time. You know what I'm saying? Obviously with the professionalism, let's not, Drea's crazy, but understanding that my understand. I mean, I'm just saying, just understanding the human side when this uniform
Absolutely.
comes off. When
Absolutely.
this
Yeah.
uniform comes off, like I'm not. This is nobody cares, that I'm Matt Star, whoever. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? So that is basically like what has been my driven and purpose is. It's like having that look like you good. I know. Let's have a conversation. Let's take a walk. Yo, let's go to Millhouse. Like,
Absolutely.
yo, let me
Absolutely.
let me refer you to these books I've read. Let me show you this. Let me show you that. Like it's like second nature. It's like this motherly instinct that I have that I
Yeah.
just want to bring people into this bubble and basically say, hey man, you know what? It's a safe space.
Yeah.
Nothing leaves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Uh,
What's up, P?
going,
You
yeah,
got something?
yeah, yeah. Going to the book. So cycle one, right? There was one. Would you call it a chapter? I don't want to disrespect it, but I really don't know. Do you call them chapters or just poems
Um,
or?
no, I mean they're just poems. Like the
Okay,
cycle was just a way for me to section everything off to where okay, this is the material is covering this, this is the material covering that. But yeah, it's basically a poem, individual speeches, if you will, type thing. So
Hmm.
so I
poem
want
is
to ask you.
poem is good.
Yeah, I want to ask you how you write it, and no, not into give too much away, but how you write it, how long it takes to each one. Do you scrap everything like, oh, I got a great idea, and like, you know what, that sucked, tear it up, and then go again. But the one I want to,
Don't
Nope.
I was,
don't
huh?
don't give
Go ahead, Mike.
don't give Pete too much because then he gonna have a book called Sunflower or the Seed or something that's
I
yeah.
can't write
Don't
poetry. You ain't gotta
he,
worry about
don't
No,
give
that.
don't
You
give
ain't
him too
got.
much because I see his wheels turning right now.
You
Then
ain't gotta worry
he
about.
gonna have a book.
nah.
He gonna have a book next
Say,
week, and then we gonna have a talk
say,
about it. But go ahead.
First of all,
you say he gonna bootleg my shit. I
Yeah,
can't
he
nah,
gonna
come
believe
just
on.
yeah.
Pete.
Don't give Pete too
Come
much.
on now. Here go Mike. Here you gotta let Mike have a stage real quick, and he got a stage. So we're gonna turn off his microphone and keep it moving.
Hey, don't
I'm
turn
But
off now.
dead.
I'm gonna
Oh
sue you too.
God.
but real quick, you have a poem in there called "Emotional Math," and that was probably my favorite one on cycle one. And I'll tell you, somebody told me a long time ago, special people will multiply your life, and they'll do it in two different ways. And some people say get people to add, and they say get people that multiply. And I'll tell you why, and then I want you to go into how you got into that. But they told me, anything if you could be 100%, but if you find somebody that multiplied you by zero, it's zero all the
Yeah.
time. You could be 1,000 and
Mhm.
they multiply you by zero, zero. Then
Mhm.
you could be 100% and they multiply you by one. You're still at one, or excuse me, you're still at 100%. They didn't add anything to you. They don't take anything away, but they don't add
Mhm.
anything to you. But you find
Yep.
somebody that can 2x your life, that can two
Yep.
times it. They ain't
I'm
adding
gonna
two,
tell
but they
you.
times into. Man,
Yep.
that's something special. So
That's
that
good.
one really resonated with me about that emotional mass. So can you go into
Mhm.
your details about that poem that you have?
Thank you. Thank you for that. Emotional math is like I was when you're so as vulnerable and you go to therapy and you're laying your life out, like, okay, so obviously therapy is putting in the work and they want to know everything, from what hurts you, from what helps you, what you like, what you don't like. But when I was just laying it all out there, it was like, man, like there's some fucked up shit that I let happen, you know what I'm saying? Or there's some things that really hurt and I just haven't confronted it. I haven't faced it. So there's been people that came into my people that came out of my life, and basically what this poem was like, hey, like take a look at your life as holistically, and like no shit, like a Facebook list, unfriend, delete, add people, take away people, but like you don't have to deal with people if you don't want to. Like, you know what I mean? Like even in a professional aspect, like fine, let's keep it on the surface, but as an adult or as a human being, you have the freedom to choose not to allow things in your life to continue. But man, we settle for so much shit that, and
Can you
I'm
do me a
guilty
favor?
too. What's that?
Can you say that last part one more time? We had what?
Wait, I'm
You said
sorry.
what? You said as
So,
adults we had the power to do what? Say it again,
oh, we
because
have the
people that need
power
to
to
hear that.
choose. Oh, we have
There
the
we
power
go.
to choose. Yeah, we
All
have the
right.
power to choose who we allow in and out of our life. And the
Absolutely.
thing is, I think that we just, I don't know, you get comfortable, you settle, but the reality is, you know, you can do just like you choose to eat, just like you choose to go to work, just like you make time for whatever. You could choose to get rid of some of like that poison that's out there. And that's
Right.
basically what I'm saying. It's like, hey, do the math, like an algebra problem, 2 plus 2, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Like, you don't have to just settle for that shit. You can do what you want.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Isn't
That's
that what our
right.
parents said? Our parents said that when you get 18, you can do what the hell you want. But shit, I'm
Yeah, but they
37.
said, but
Why
they
the fuck
said that, but then they said that, but if you were still under their roof, then it ain't
Oh
really.
yeah, oh yeah,
So
yeah.
you
I
might
mean,
need to
you know,
evaluate that part first.
oh yeah,
Like
oh yeah,
you
oh
18
no
now,
doubt,
and then you
oh
try to
no,
throw a party, and they're like, no, it's my roof. So
Yeah.
oh it's a wrap, oh it's a wrap. Yeah, I'll be like,
yeah.
Mama, sorry.
No, but I agree with you 100%. Right? You people gonna come and go in your life, right? But it's all about who you allow to stay, right? Who you
Mhm.
choose to separate yourself from. So that's important because a lot of time those people have a lot to do with your mental health, right? They come in there and
Yeah,
they be an asset or they be a liability. You know what I mean? And I
absolutely.
think that's what people need to understand. Like the people that's in your life, are they bringing or are they taking? What's happening in
Right.
that process? And
And
how
one thing
much are
I'm
they
and,
taking?
and Big Mike, one thing I'll mention about that is that like once you have that moment of clarity, like you start looking around like man, what am I doing?
Where everybody
That's
at? Yeah.
basically yeah, and that's basically what happened to me is I had like the epiphany or whatever you want to call it, and
Mhm.
I started choosing to do things differently, and
Right.
and it
Best
may have
decision
pissed
you
some
ever
people,
made.
it may have pissed some people off or whatever, but my happiness is first and foremost at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, and you find the
100%.
people that are really there for you when that situation happens, and
Oh yeah,
they're gonna ride for you, and they're gonna stay with you. They might give you your space for a little bit if you need it, but they always come back. And it's almost like
Absolutely.
that saying, you let anything go. Is if it's supposed to be there, it'll come back to you.
It'll come back.
Uh,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I agree
yeah.
with
So
you.
yeah,
I agree with you
I like
100%.
that. So
absolutely,
yeah, back to when you write, right? So you're writing down your
yeah.
your thoughts and everything. Is there ever a time that you like, you know what, this sucks? Let me rip it up and go again, or do you just keep going? It's like almost like a Jay-Z freestyle type of thing where you just go.
No, it's definitely like there have just been some things where it's been like I write one sentence and then that's like the end of that. Like that ship has sailed. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But man, that's what writing is. It's constant. Like I went back through today just looking through at some different stuff that I wrote. I don't know for the past 2 years, and it's like, man, I wrote that. Or there's another one where like man, I had an idea and that shit just didn't go, and I'm just not gonna revisit it. So
Mm,
Right.
so it's definitely that's creative space. You put yourself
Yeah.
out there and you decide what you want to produce and what you don't. So yeah, I
So
definitely
are you
have
sharing
selective.
just your experiences? Is it other people's experiences tied up or
It's a combination. It's a
okay.
combination of different things. And I man, I have so many conversations with people since I produced this book that it's like I don't know. It's like people be right there on the ground with me. Like
Right.
they be like, "Hey, I like this one. Like I
Mhm,
feel it. Like I hurt. Like I felt your pain." And I'm like,
mhm.
Mhm.
"Cool. Like thank you for feeling that. Like now, what do you have? Like do you have anything
Right.
similar? Like it generates the dialogue for sure, and that's what I
Yeah.
wanted to do.
Yeah. People need that. People
Yeah,
definitely
Oh
need
yeah,
that.
oh yeah. Like we already sharing enough shit already on social media as it is. Like we sharing everything. Like why can't
Right.
we do this?
Right.
So
Why not
yeah,
keep sharing positivity?
yeah.
right. That's
Do
all.
you,
I
That's
agree.
all.
so each chapter is dedicated to somebody, or just it starts off with somebody. Like I saw
Yeah.
cycle 2, it had your big brother on there and
Oh
maybe a
yeah.
saying or a quote that he had.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Oh yeah. My boy Jay will, and I put the cycles of quotes to different people in my life because those are when we were talking about having a circle or even people significant are the ones that was just like I don't know. They carried me. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, emotionally. Like they emotionally carried me through this
Yeah.
process. And that's my way of saying like, look, I heard you. I heard you. And this is what came from that. And I
Right.
can't it's other people need to hear what you said to understand what it is that makes me go.
yeah,
So
Right. So
yeah.
if you had to tie an emotion behind majority of the writing, right? A majority of the projects, what emotion would you put out there?
emotion.
Yeah. Is it anger? Is it happiness? Is it sad? Is it are you proud? What's behind most of your
Uh
creativity?
Most of my creativity is probably behind man, I guess I don't know if it's an emotion or not, but it's like clarity.
Okay.
Yeah, like because what it I'm reading some of these comments and they killing me. But boy Jay will talk about the ball and sticky head. That's my guy.
Yes.
But anyway, anyway, yeah, that's what he said. But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, I say clarity because because saying it out loud and putting it out there on paper is probably the most clear thing you're gonna get in front of you. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Because it's like watching a movie of yourself, either watching a movie or reading a story about your life. You know what I mean? And that's basically what this is. Like I read it and sometimes I hurt and I read it and sometimes I'm like, damn, that's what's up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Man, first question we got
See,
for ourselves when we had
yeah.
the guest on. Mike, what's
Oh,
in the red
dead.
cup, Mike? What's in the red
Share,
cup?
share with the people.
Cranberry, cranberry juice.
Cranberry.
Cranberry
Cranberry.
was what?
Yes, cran grape with ice.
I'm
Great.
dead.
Yeah.
Hey, he can't handle too much alcohol. He gonna start getting
Yeah.
sleepy. He gonna start
No,
falling
no.
asleep right on the
Hey,
podcast.
hey, listen, man, I'm a G. Don't worry about what I'm doing over here. You worry about what you got going on.
Look,
Look,
man,
the
somebody
man
just
can.
came in here. Yeah, they said they just ordered the book yesterday. That's
Yeah,
Shout
awesome.
out, shout out,
yeah.
shout out.
Shout
Yeah.
out to yes, Mary is. She's not in the book, but she absolutely was the person that was like had like gave me self reflection of like, hey, look in the mirror. And she asked me what I wanted to do in my life, like when I retire. Like, what does the ideal situation? I never asked myself that. So, man, so many people that can be put on this book that really just helped me figure this out.
Yeah.
So,
Mm.
yeah.
Hey,
I want
keep
to know the answer to that. I want to know the answer to that.
So what?
What is at the retirement when it's all said and done with this chapter of your life? I know I'm kind of skipping ahead, but I mean, I want to
No,
know
you
that.
good. No, I mean, there's a chapter in there about me not being able to bear children. It's called My Future
Mm.
Unborn Child. And so,
Okay.
born unborn child, sorry. And so basically that is what I'm looking adoption,
Okay.
adopt children and pretty much, just have a sunflower garden because that's just my thing. Like that is my life. You know what I mean? But, I had this fear that once I retire from the military, like, I could not, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like it's scary to think about when
Right.
really you got all the control in the world.
Right.
And
Control what
that's,
we control.
yeah, pretty much. So just like I chose to enlist is the same as just like you choose to leave and live your life, continue to live your life.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, y'all
And
keep the
so that,
questions going, and we'll start rapid firing these things. So, is this
sure,
the first book?
absolutely, 1,000%.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Can you drop a link on here for the book? Shit.
Yeah.
I can't do it. Y'all can do it in the chat.
No, no,
So
no.
somebody.
Yeah,
Oh,
Hey. We're gonna take care of that once we done with this episode. We'll put it up there and we'll make sure it's shared so we get the link out there to all of y'all. So just check the Unpopular Celebrities regular page and business page after the show. We had a link up there for you.
yeah, there you go. Because I can't
mm-hmm.
do it during the show. I bet you I
What
get
is
it. I
what
just
is
ain't gonna
why
mess
is
it up.
Jay Will putting a coffee recipe in there?
Let me see.
He said in your cup you got double cappuccino with.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't know. He
know
bugging,
what's up, man.
he bugging out. He was supposed to be texting that to somebody. He put it in the wrong chat. That's probably what happened. Yeah, I guarantee you that's what happened. He sent that to the wrong chat.
He probably did.
He sent that to the wrong chat.
Yeah. Oh,
But
there
yeah,
we
no,
go.
we'll definitely put that link.
So Key
Definitely put that link.
already put it up there, but we'll put it up there as well. So there you go. It's already up in there. So thanks, Key, for doing that.
Shout
Appreciate
out
that.
to Key.
Yeah.
Thank you,
That's
Key.
what's up. So
We got a link with them. Go ahead, Pete.
Yeah. So what's next? What's next?
Oh,
I mean, we're always
book
talking about
number-
the next thing.
Book number 2.
And
number 2.
I guess give an unpopular celebrity insight view on book number 2, maybe which direction you're gonna go with this one.
You wild, Pete. You wild.
Yo, you want unpopular celebrities? We gotta get the exclusive.
Man, what's the exclusive? Okay,
Yeah.
I give y'all the exclusive.
Girl, yeah.
But the title is called Pick Up Your Crown: Stories of Courage. And I mean,
Okay.
it's just we moving on from being like growing to being like, this is talking about things that you're afraid of. You know what I'm saying? In a poetry format, like courage to be alone, courage to say no, courage to love, courage to stand up for yourself. Like that is confidence building. You know what I'm saying? And that
Right.
plays into like where I am in my journey. The things that I have been afraid to say, the things that I know a lot of people are afraid to say. Why can't we love on ourselves like that, to be able to just, why are we instilled in so much fear and held hostage to a lot of things?
Yeah.
And that's basically where I'm trying to go.
That's dope.
Super dope.
Jay didn't make a mistake. He said that was what was in your cup, Mike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
so they had to clarify that.
I appreciate you having my back, big dog. I appreciate you having my back.
That's wild. That's like you gotta be up at 2 a.m. You need that cappuccino.
Yeah, I need that. Yeah. What's how the commercial go? What's the Folgers commercial?
Oh God.
The best part of waking up. Yeah, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
When the last time you see the commercial, bro?
Hey, I can't tell you. I can't even tell you. Man. It just came. It just came to fruition, man.
Last time you seen a commercial, let alone that commercial.
Listen,
what I
shout
said.
out.
I was like, yo, is this 98? What year?
All I'm going to say is this. All I'm going to say is this. Hey, Jay Will, it was my wingman this then and this then. Pete, you ain't have my back. It was on Jay
I don't
Will.
even remember that. I barely remember that. I was like, you was like, how the commercial go? I was like,
Hey, I remember that commercial. I used to pop lock to that commercial when it came on for some reason.
I believe it.
I mean, Mike, it's time for Mike to go to bed. That's basically what I'm thinking right now.
I don't know what y'all talking about. Hey, this is a dope show, man. People need to hear this.
Yeah.
Hey, there it is, Chief. It's coffee in that cup. It was coffee, then it was cranberry juice. I got somebody on the back pouring it for me. Change it up.
He is gonna die.
God,
he got COVID. He got COVID again.
Leave that man alone.
Hey, let me tell you, that's why the free Pete shirts are coming out next, because he always.
Hey, that's the next. That's the next one. That's the next one.
Every single time. Hey, shout out to Airman Wright, who's behind me, who gets to hear all this riffraff all the goddamn times. He always tell me, like, you always so loud, like, we record, shut up. Like, but nah, shout out
Wow.
to you probably just heard me. But yeah,
Oh
we
my
up here, look,
God.
close
But
close
I'm
confined.
waiting. I need to see that next book is sounds like it's gonna be real dope, and it's
Yeah.
gonna sound like another avenue for people to get some jewels and learn how to deal
Oh
with some
yeah.
things.
Oh yeah,
That's
definitely.
dope. Like I know Pete normally fan out, but I'm fanning out on just the book in general because
I'm
we talk about we talk about this all the time. We talk about this
Pete
all
is
the
like
time.
where? Who?
Right, I'm
Pete's like
just
Pete be
sitting
who?
here.
fanning.
I'm just
Who?
sitting here
Pete
listening,
Right.
enjoying
I
the
mean
conversation. All of
Pete
a
be
sudden, I'm
fanning out.
fanning
Pete be
out.
fanning out. Pete be
the
fanning out.
the
Nah, but
man said what he said. The man.
no. In all seriousness though,
Yeah.
a lot of people need to hear this. You know what I mean? A lot of people need to read these books
Oh
because
yeah.
it's a lot of people that keeps this internal when they, like I said, it becomes self-destruction.
Oh yeah.
Permanent solutions to temporary problems. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And we
Speak
gotta
on it.
we gotta we gotta get people more in tune with themselves and learn how to give them avenues to at least get that, first and foremost, get that courage to release.
Oh yeah.
It's make it a
Absolutely.
safe space, like you said, to get that information out. So I appreciate
Oh
this 100%.
Yeah,
no,
110%.
1,000%, man. I appreciate y'all because it's hard to get information out like that is not longer than 2 minutes or
Yeah,
a sentence long. You know what I mean? And I think that with COVID and a lot of the isolation and distances and everything, like it's harder to reach people. And so for me, it's like, okay, how can I best get to the people without losing their attention? You know what I mean?
Right, right.
So that's where I'm trying to go.
and we got a good question, and then we got
Good.
a military related question. So we'll go to the good question. We'll go to the military side.
Sure.
So Jay said, "Is there any audio? Because I need the audio. I think there is, but or a
Yes.
live read coming up."
So
Wait,
I
wait.
have
There's a wait, wait. There's another one to that Jay said. Can we get a live read in your closing?
my man Jay will kills
Oh,
me.
he lighting up on you right now.
Yo,
Go ahead.
that's my number two homie right now.
I
Look, now
Yeah, but
people are saying a
first
live read would be amazing, so they
see,
started to put
why
that peer pressure on. Peer
why
pressure.
are
Peer
y'all
pressure.
doing this to me right
no,
now?
she just talked about being under pressure, and this is what y'all do.
I know that's what I
This
said.
is what y'all do. And
But
then
you know what
Pete
I
instigating it.
Oh,
yeah
100%.
Pete is gassing us
Oh,
up for real.
that's what I do.
But
Yeah, yeah.
but I appreciate, but I do, this is good pressure because this is exactly what I want, and I want people to want to hear these things. But
That's what's up.
Is there any?
what was the question?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What
We
was
got
the
to wait for.
question?
But
Oh,
first of all, pressure makes diamonds. And then second of all, is there any audio or live read coming up? That's the
yes,
original
yes.
question.
I have a SoundCloud. Okay, so here's the thing. Stay in the chat, give the people what they want. I'm free.
Yeah,
So, okay, we'll work. Okay, I will give y'all a live read. Okay,
yeah.
but I'll read some out the book. But anyway, the audio is on SoundCloud, and what I did is I pretty much read all the poems out of the book. It's free. Drea the Sunflower Poet. That's where my audio is. Because one thing about being a self-published poet is everything comes out of your pocket. Like there is no big marketing budget. Like you are finding everything yourself. So really it's all y'all, all the word of mouth, all the marketing, everything comes from the people.
Yeah,
Right.
we'll get this out there, and hopefully people get some books. I'm definitely gonna get some. Try to get you to autograph some so we can hand those out.
Yeah,
Those
word,
are always
appreciate
dope.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Hey,
and
so
make sure y'all sharing this episode. Make sure y'all
yeah.
sharing this
Oh yeah,
episode, not for us, for the book, for the movement of the book, because it's
for
important.
everybody. Yes,
Yeah.
this is a
For
we
sure.
situation. Unpopular
Absolutely.
celebrities, like y'all doing for me. I
Yeah.
want to do for y'all. So
Appreciate it. Mike,
Where we at?
please read this because I'm gonna mess
There
up.
are,
I can tell them to read
Man,
it.
don't make me lie, man. Just tell me you can read it, man.
All right.
There are several
Tell them to
initiatives. Come
read
on, man. There are several initiatives out there for mental health experiences through SimSAV, SEAC, etc. Have you considered looking into one of these to help reach even more?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean it's so many things behind the scenes, and like I told you, I'm involved with Air Force Women Outreach heavily, and so those tend to be the platforms that already have the connections. But man, I am working like obviously there's time, and then there's energy, and then there's different things that I need to do. But I definitely wanted to measure the data of mental health, and be able to like contribute to whatever congressional or military aspect of change we can with this when it comes to initiatives. So,
Okay.
I'm one person, but I definitely speak on it for sure.
Yeah. Hey, so
Absolutely.
I'll give you the platform to to read, to get the live read going, but I want to ask you one specific question. That last chapter is dedicated, I think, to Shannon.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Shannon is my life coach. Yeah, like
Okay.
she won't take any credit at all, but she definitely helped me like take that next step with all this.
Yeah.
Life
And
coach.
yeah, life coach. And how much when you're doing this, because me and Mike been through this as well, trying to do this podcast thing, because it's just like anybody who self does anything, it takes a lot.
Oh yeah.
So we're writing and putting it out there and everything. Uh, how much behind the scenes work was put in, and what was probably the most difficult time that you had, besides just putting words
Uh,
on paper, trying to get this
Right.
stuff
man.
out?
It's a good
Listen,
question.
for people that want to do any type of publishing of any content, like, it is not like turning in a college paper on an online course. Okay. Just want to put that out there.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. It was funny because the first time I took it and I gave it to my editor, and I'm like, okay, I made a book. Read it. And he read
Yeah.
it, and then he was like, oh, we got work to do. I said, what you mean? Like, it's all there. But the hardest part I think was understanding that like this stuff is not just coming to thin air, and then they're asking me questions. What you like? Do you like this? Do you like that? Like the decision making part of going with what works is probably like the worst part.
Yeah.
Like it took about 4 months to get this, and this is with me constantly every day editing, talking, like conversating, and then you gotta get format, and then the publish it. Like it is, Amazon does not make it easy for you to do it.
Nah.
Like there's rules you gotta follow. Like they just like, no, fix this. It's like 6 inches too short. Okay, well we gotta do the whole thing over. Like it is a
It's time
pain, but
consuming.
I've been
Yeah.
was yeah, it's time consuming. And so yeah, like the behind the scenes of writing a book, like everybody's like, yo, I should write a book. Okay, well when you write a book, understand like money's gonna start flowing, and that shit's gonna frustrate you into oblivion. Like,
Yeah.
why am I writing a book? You're gonna
Right.
ask yourself that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the hardest part was literally deciding, do I want this color or that color, this font or that font? Like I'm like, who cares? No, you
Yeah.
care.
Just read the book. Yeah. Just read the
Yeah.
book.
Just read the
Yeah.
damn book,
Read the
Mike.
book.
Like that's
That's
what I'm
it. That's it.
saying.
I think that's why
I probably
people
don't
put.
even know what font is in half the books you reading. You don't be paying no attention
Listen,
to that.
listen, I'm telling you, but that's things you got to pay attention to. So, my friends can attest to this. I would literally be in there like, hey, which cover you like, the green or the black, the blue or the orange, like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so
Need those people.
yeah, you
Yeah,
need
and
those
you need
type of
those people
people.
to
That's what.
be honest with you
Yeah.
too. They ain't gonna
Oh
just be like,
yeah.
"Oh
Right.
yeah, I like them all. I like them all." Like,
No,
bro, you're not
no,
helping me.
no,
You're not helping me.
Yeah.
no,
Not.
no.
Not at all.
Yeah,
Yeah, and sometimes it's even like 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 opinions, and like it's more work you gonna have to do. I'm like, all right, well, thanks for telling me. Now I have to do, what I'm saying? Like, it's constructive. So
right.
yeah, it's work well worth it though.
That's what's up.
Right.
That's what's up. Well, shit. I think it's about time to close this thing out. We're pushing on that hour. We have a special closing, but Big Mike, we'll start with you first, and then I'll go, and then Dre will end with you.
I don't even know
Mhm.
what he's talking about right now. I got 12 more questions, and I'm
Oh,
gonna
I'm
go
do it.
ahead. I
I'm
apologize.
dead.
just,
Go ahead.
I'm just,
Oh,
nah, I'm just messing with you. Nah, seriously, like I said, I can't say enough. How much I mean, just hearing about the book and knowing what's in it, how much it can help people, how much it will help people, because everybody needs that push, everybody needs that gas, to give them that courage to say, okay, I can do this. If she did it, I can do it.
Mm,
Even if it's a small percentage of what you've done, to give people
mhm.
that courage to step out and say when they got them issues. So
Oh
hats off
yeah.
to you. Salute to you for being vulnerable.
Oh
Salute to
yeah.
you for being able to put that information out there. Because I'm sure it was 1,000 different emotions that went through. That you went through putting this out,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Saying,
Oh
let me
yeah.
put my life on this paper.
Oh yeah.
So shout out to you for that, and shout out to everybody
Appreciate
that
that.
will purchase that book, please do
Oh, yeah.
so. If you know you need that courage, and do so. To put that pride aside and make your move.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's 1,000%. Vulnerability, and to put myself out there. Like, y'all probably know a lot more shit than most people. Like, and that's, it's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What it is.
I'm gonna say this, and at first, and kind of inside baseball, when we first heard about you, and you hit us up and everything, we were like, man, who is this, right? And then you said, we started talking, just going back and forth. You said, I'm gonna send you the link to the book, and I think at first we didn't get it. It might have been my
Yeah.
fault, but we didn't get it.
No,
And then I was like, man, we need to get it
It was,
back.
it was his
We need
fault.
to
It was
get
his
it
fault.
back. And I
I'm
swear, as
weak.
soon as don't listen to Mike, okay? When I say anything my fault, he ready to bounce. That's what he's just like a cat in there behind the woods. And as soon as I say anything, he ready to
I don't
pounce.
even.
Yeah,
I don't even
exactly.
like that. I don't even like cats.
Just
Don't
stop
don't
acting
refer
like
to me
I
as being a cat.
stop
don't,
acting like
I
like
don't like
Make your
cats
comment.
either, Mike.
Yeah,
like a
thank you.
cute
So
house cat.
two against one. Two against one.
But yeah, so then you sent it to us a copy, and I read it, and I'm telling you, Mike can attest to this. I hit Mike like, yo, we got to get her on ASAP. That very first chapter touched me, and like I said, that and once I saw emotional math, I said, man, what is this? Because I'm big with numbers.
Yeah.
So as soon as I saw that, I said, oh, we got to get her on ASAP. And I'm telling you, the
Word.
expectations that we had before we start this, you had exceeded all of them. Right, hands off. I
100%.
mean, this is an impromptu interview, and I think we kind of talked about like, what are we going to talk about? Like, we're just going to go. And we
Yep.
don't know what you're going to bring to the team. You don't know what we're going to bring, and we just go. And I'm telling you, this has changed a portion of my life right here. Is during these hour conversation has changed my life. So I really, really appreciate it. Love, and I'm definitely going to get the book. Hopefully I'll run into you out here in the deed. We can get you to sign a couple of them and hand those out as well to a
Word.
couple people that need them. And it's not
No.
about the money, as you said at the
Nope.
beginning.
Never.
Yeah, it's about
Nope.
the message.
About the message. It's
Yep.
about
Yeah.
the message.
I told people a million times every time I get a person a book, I said I make my profit margin or how much I get like royalties. I get maybe $1 a book, if that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not hurting. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the
Right.
message.
Yeah.
Right.
So
But we appreciate
Shout
that.
out to you.
Definitely get me some and run into you. Hopefully get those. And like I said, I'm gonna make sure I give those out. Put this up there, ma'am. And we always leave the show to the guests, and I hope we get that read as well. Whatever you're gonna
yes, you're
read,
gonna
I'll
get the
be
read.
ready for. Okay, here we go. But whatever you want to say, however you want to say it, ma'am, the platform is all yours, and we appreciate it.
Oh, no. I mean, thank you, Big Mike and Pete, and like, you took a chance on me, and I literally just emailed like stepping out on faith, being like, you know what, like the worst people could say is no, but y'all said yes, and I am forever grateful for it.
Absolutely.
So my book is my story, my vulnerability, everything is out there. Okay, but this poem that I'm gonna read for y'all, this is the one that really made me just recognize, um, what I was doing and what I wasn't doing for myself, and it's called "No Love Without Self Love." Okay,
All right.
all right.
Turn your volume up, everybody. Turn your volume up. Put your AirPods on. Get in your
Mike,
car. Put
why
it
are
on
you like
speaker.
this,
All right.
Mike?
I'm sorry. All right. I apologize.
That's my question every day. That's my question every day. Why is he like? I'm sorry.
All right. I apologize. Go ahead.
No, you're good. So, how can there be no love without self love when you love others more than yourself? Self love should be considered wealth, something money can't buy. Yet we give it away free without anyone having to try. Your energy should be conserved and preserved because protecting your peace is something you deserve, but it's treated like it's not a priority. King, queen, you are royalty. Reasons we get lonely, stay in friendships, marry jobs because we don't love ourselves to stand up for what we earn, just continue to get burned without a care in the world, too afraid to live, more likely to die by thoughts of suicide, and no strength to survive because there is no self love. Self love doesn't discriminate, it appreciates every part of you. Fat or skinny, pretty, beautiful, upright, intelligent, creative or innovative, rich or poor, tall or short, there is no part of you that self love doesn't enjoy, but you don't give in. You don't accept it. Yet you take mistreatment from people knowing they are there for some seasons of your life. Not to help you grow, but to just know your business. This is a reminder that self love can't wait another day for you to decide if it's something you need to survive when you know dang well it's what you need to prepare for your journey. Whatever you're stuck in, it's not forever. But it only works if you hold yourself together. I can't do it. Your mom, husband, family, friends can't, coworkers can't love you more than you love you. It shouldn't even be a competition. But you allow others to bully you into submission. Sacrificing and paying the price with self love is how you live your life. I'd love to take the burden off you, but it's a battle meant for you to go through. And if you don't figure it out, this is going to be a long road for you to walk out. But I believe in you when no one else wants to. Self love is the cure for the hurt, the broken heart, bleeding from scars. Allowing you to protect yourself is your best defense. I hope that this all makes sense. Self love is quiet time, peace of mind. It's just what it is, just what it is, loving oneself. It wasn't always clear to me, but now that I know, I want to tell you that you have this too, based on what I've been through. Battle scars are seen to the eye, and those you don't see, that I'm still healing, and you can too, because there is no love without self love.
Man, hey.
Hey man, hey, well, yeah,
do.
that's what they do. We got to get that in. If y'all watching, y'all better be snapping your fingers right now.
I
want y'all to know that. I'm just saying. Hey, they better be snapping their fingers right now.
Yes.
Chief Wood said it best. Bars,
bro.
Hey,
Bars.
that was dope. I like that. That was dope.
I'll tell you, and the whole book just keep going and just keep going,
Yeah.
and it got something in there for everybody. And we getting flooded with all these chats and everything. So we really appreciate the love.
I love you guys.
Yeah,
that was dope. Hey, that was dope.
Yeah, super dope. And appreciate the exclusives and everything you did for us. Like I said, overdid our expectations 100 full. So I really appreciate it. I'm not bullshitting you. Like, books are being bought today before I go to sleep. So make sure I get those out here. Probably gonna take like a month to get out here, but we'll work on it. We'll work on it.
As long as they get them.
Yep, exactly. As long as you get them, and then there's an ebook too. So don't even trip. You know, you can get that too.
There we go.
But I thank y'all too for really just, it's from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Yeah, if you need anything from us, we always an email, a contact away. Yeah, anytime for book 2 come out, we always here. I know you got a lot of people that are going to want to get you on the show after seeing this, but that's fine as well. Want to make sure
don't forget about us. Don't forget about the little people. You know what I'm saying? When you make it up there selling that book in Barnes and Noble, don't forget about us.
Listen, I'm gonna think Big Mike. I'm gonna think of you and Folgers, man. You and Folgers like this.
Folgers in the solo cup. Shout out to you for real though, y'all. Buy that book. Y'all heard it for us. Buy the book. Don't play around. Buy 2 books. Buy yourself one and give somebody else another copy. But buy that book. Before you buy another pair of J's, you better have that book. I ain't playing with you.
Man, I need you to be running ads for me. Like, I just need your voice on it.
Hey, say less. All I need is 75 cents an hour. Just give me a little something. I can buy me a couple fitted hats.
What he want? He always wants something in return. He can't just do it for love. Can't just do it for love.
Say less. Whatever you need from us, you let us know. Like, say whenever any book come out, just shoot us an email. Hey, fellas, I need a role. Say less.
Word. Thank you. Thank y'all so much.
Yeah, appreciate the conversation. Appreciate the insight. Appreciate the read. And appreciate everything else. Appreciate you as a whole. But Mike, anything else?
Nah. Hey, last word always go to the guest. You know that,
ma'am. Oh, ma'am.
What you got for us?
I did the whole thing without saying ma'am.
That's the second time you said ma'am.
The whole thing.
That's the second time you said ma'am.
You know what? I'm blocking him from anything. I don't know.
I'm messed up already.
You know, in finance, I'm gonna cut off his face, do something crazy.
Let's not get too real.
That's how you get to Pete. Start messing with the numbers. That's how you get to him. That's how you get to him.
You can mess with the money maker, but don't mess with the numbers.
That's how you get to Pete. But nah, last word always go to the guests. What you want to leave us with?
Nah, man. I just, you know, it's never too late to be kind to yourself and to be a good human being. That's my word.
Love it.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, we gonna run it through the joint or what? You ain't got no questions?
Man, I'm not prepared at all. But we gonna get prepared.
I'm surprised? You think I'm surprised?
Say what? Hold on, I'm not prepared, but I will be.
Look, I'm a freestyler. I'm a freestyler.
Because you're gonna mess it up. Because I'm already ready. I'm already ready.
You just said you wasn't. What you gonna do, man?
So what we do, we always do a would you rather or this or that or whatever, and we're just trying to get to know you better on a different level. So we're gonna ask you some would you rather. Well, I'm gonna ask some would you rather questions. Mike, if you got some freestyle ones, we'll throw those in as well because that should be good.
You know that's what I do. I come up the top.
Yeah,
I come up the top. I don't need to be scripted and none of that.
And you need scripted. So we'll just throw those in as well. So I want to see what you got.
Why you barking him like that?
Yo, don't do that. Don't do that. This is my time. All right, this is my time to shine.
Go ahead, dog. Go ahead.
We'll go real quick. All right. So, would you rather find true love today or win the lottery for the within the next year?
Find true love.
Awesome. Would you rather lose your sight or lose your memories?
Lose my sight.
I think we asked Chief this last time, but we'll go again. Would you rather have a personal maid or a personal chef?
Personal maid. I'm gonna organize as hell. I need all the help with that shit. I can cook anything. I'm like, just clean it up. Just clean it up.
This is an interesting one. Would you rather work in heels or drive to work in reverse?
Drive to work in reverse. Because I got the reverse camera.
Oh yeah, you fancy. You fancy.
All right.
Mike, go ahead off top.
My feet would hurt too bad in heels.
Would you rather have, just off the top, would you rather have family that operate at 50% or friends that operate at 100%?
Friends that operate 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I just needed to answer.
Oh, what?
That's your only one?
It's the only one I got.
Why do you need to answer, Mike?
I just needed. No, I just needed to ask that. I just needed to ask that. That's important.
What is your answer to that?
Ooh.
To my question?
Yeah.
Friends that operate at 100%.
Okay. Why'd you pick that?
Yeah. Because I have friends that have became brothers. I have friends that have became sisters that I can count on a lot more than some family. Not all my family, but some family. But I know that if I go to them, they're gonna have my back 100% and without no questions asked. So that's why I chose that. Because some, people can always hold you back, and sometimes, and this ain't no jab at anybody, but sometimes family can be your worst enemy. So that's why I asked that.
No, appreciate that. That made me think. He got me over here thinking about heels and shit. Thinking about me fucking.
Hey, that's what. Would you rather would you rather run at 100 miles an hour or fly at 20?
Fly at 20.
Yeah, I think I'm the same way. Put me in there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if y'all been in, but I've been in the plane that feels like it flies at 20.
Oh yeah,
C5.
You know the feeling.
Sound like a C5 right there.
You know the feeling. You know the feeling.
So, and then that shit was a lifetime ago, but I still,
You've been there.
Yeah. I've done it, so I know I can do it. That's why I
got you. Roger that.
All right,
dope episode, man.
Yeah, dope episode. Really appreciate it. I think this can go on forever, but we'll go ahead and cut it before people get sleepy. Like Big Mike got to go to bed. But
I'm going to sleep, bro.
Yeah, because he ain't got coffee in the cup. But anyway, moving on. Unpopular Celebrities.
You're a hater, man.
Out of here. We'll see y'all.
You already know who it is.
Yeah.
Peace.